You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans. So we've got Ronnie Bard and Martin Gray running out of time because their inheritance and fake will scam is about to be uncovered. And when the ugly truth comes out, I don't think Ronnie's going to take the fall for Martin's misdeeds. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about how and why Ronnie may throw Martin directly under the bus and cut a deal to save herself. But first, please hit that subscribe button if you're not already following us. Now let's talk about it. So we know Martin despises Tracy Quartermaine, and he wanted to torment her, and that's why he altered Monica Quartermaine's will. And so far, Martin's scheme is working like a charm. Everybody believes that Monica did indeed leave the mansion to her sister Ronnie. Now, it's also pretty clear that Martin despises Drew and hates working for him. But Martin is desperate for the legal fees that he's earning, and helping facilitate this mansion purchase is going to get him even more money. But realistically, I think Martin despises Tracy even more than he does Drew. Martin wants to get back at Tracy because she had him arrested, and that left Martin broke because of alimony and legal fees. Plus, he spent time with jail. And after what Tracy did, once he came back to Port Charles, Martin's so broke he's having to live with his sister, Laura Spencer. So, we've seen Martin and Tracy bickering for what seems like forever. But when she had him arrested, that really pushed Martin over the edge, because Tracy did it for the petty reason that she wanted him out of the way just so he couldn't be Drew's lawyer. That's why when Martin stumbled across Ronnie's letter to Monica, we saw how intrigued Martin was. And then when Monica passed away, of course, that was Martin's opportunity to slap back at Tracy and do it really hard. And now Martin's playing really grimy, really dirty, and poor Ronnie got sucked into his revenge scheme. This past week, Martin cornered Ronnie and threatened her until she agreed to sell the Q mansion to Drew Cain. He told Ronnie she better do what he says or she's going to go to prison. Now, she doesn't like Drew at all, and Ronnie actually likes the Quartermaines, everybody but Tracy, But Martin is being extremely ruthless, and he's blackmailing Ronnie, so she's got no choice but to do exactly what he says. But things are about to change for Martin and Ronnie in a big way, and not in a good way. So right now, although she doesn't know it yet, Tracy actually has Monica's original will with her at Lulu's house. After Tracy's run-in with Drew at the Brown Dog, when Jason kicked his twins Cain out from under him, which was funny, then we saw Tracy rifling through the boxes from the mansion. She was crying as she went through some of Alan's stuff, and Lulu was comforting her and promised they would go through all the boxes after they got a good night's sleep. And that means Tracy and Lulu should find the will unless somebody else starts going through those boxes, because it's right there on top of the one that's up on the table. It was in the box of Alan Quartermaine's diplomas and important papers. So it's almost like Monica left her will somewhere she knew Tracy would be sure to look and that she would find it. Once Monica's real will is discovered, obviously, that's going to change everything. I'm sure they'll have to establish that the one in the box is the real one. They'll probably have to take it to Alexis Davis to have it validated. She may reach out to the estate lawyer, and he should be able to say which one is the real one. However, there is a chance that Martin has paid that guy off. But unless he's done that, he should identify that the one in the box is Monica's real will, the last one that he saw. And once that valid document is revealed, Tracy is going to scream it from the rooftops in Port Charles that Ronnie is a scam artist, like she said, who altered Monica's will. I'm guessing that'll be Tracy's initial conclusion. but it's not the facts of the case. So once the cops come for Ronnie, I'm guessing she'll betray Martin in a heartbeat. And once the whole truth is out that they conspired, obviously both Ronnie and Martin will be in serious legal trouble. Clearly, Martin is the mastermind and Ronnie got roped into his scheme. And once the truth is out, I can totally see Ronnie flipping on Martin rather than heading to prison for fraud. I fully suspect Ronnie would roll over on Martin and make a deal with DA Justine Turner. I mean, Ronnie didn't want any of this drama, and it certainly was not her idea. Martin's the one who approached her and embroiled Ronnie in his scheme, and she likely just wants to go home with the locket that Monica left her and forget about all this dirty Quartermaine drama. So Ronnie may do whatever she has to do to stay a free woman, especially since Martin was being intimidating and pretty pushy with Ronnie and threatening. We know Erica Slezak wrapped filming at General Hospital a while ago. She's not on GH long term. It was just a short arc. So I do suspect Ronnie is heading out of Port Charles soon, hopefully not to Pentonville, once this scam with Martin is made public. Although I kind of wish she'd stick around because Ronnie is fun, and who doesn't love Erica Slezak? And I think we'll maybe see Martin arrested for fraud. The good news is this means Drew's not going to wind up with the Q Mansion because Ronnie never owned it, so she can't legally sell it to him. And when Tracy finally does see Monica's real will, she will be relieved, and we'll find out who Monica actually left the Q Mansion to. Now, I don't know if Tracy is going to believe that Ronnie is not a gold digger. You know, really, she's more of a victim and collateral damage because Martin lured her into this scheme. But since Tracy hates Martin and Drew way more than she dislikes Ronnie, I think Tracy might be pretty happy if Ronnie turns on Martin and then just leaves town. I think Tracy would love it, and it makes sense for Martin to be the one to face consequences since he set this whole thing up to hurt Tracy. But he's hurting a lot of other people in the meantime, including his niece Lulu. So when all is said and done, I do think Marty may wind up behind bars, at least for a little while, unless he can also cut a deal. I mean, Drew might be able to use some congressional influence to help Martin out, but I don't know if Drew would be open to that because the plan's going to fall apart and he won't wind up with the mansion, and Tracy's going to laugh in his face and salt the wound. I just hope nobody holds a grudge against Ronnie. Not too much. I mean, I'm sure Tracy will to some extent. Once it's all out, hopefully Ronnie can just slink back out of town with her locket like nothing ever happened, and she won't go to prison because this is realistically Martin's big scheme that he cooked up. But I do hope Ronnie comes back one day on better terms with the Quartermaines.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.